are tales we tell to scare ourselves, stories of spirits, of shadows, of the things that whisper from just beyond the veil. But some stories are whispered not around campfires, but in hushed tones over time, because they might just be true. Tonight, we journey to the early 1800s, to the rolling hills of Adams, Tennessee, and into the haunted heart of the Bell family farm. This is the story of the Bell Witch. It began, as these things often do, quietly. In the year 1817, John Bell, a stern but respected farmer, lived with his wife Lucy and their children in a modest home nestled in the Tennessee frontier. They had land, they had livestock, and for a time, they had peace. But peace would not last. It started with faint scratches in the walls. At first they thought it might be rats, then knocking, always at night, then chains dragging across the floor when no one was there. And then the voice came. It began to speak low, guttural, then clearer, sharper. The entity, whatever it was, spoke as though it had lived among them for years. It knew secrets, things no one outside the family could possibly know. And it focused, almost obsessively, on one target. John Bell. He would fall sick, his tongue would swell. He'd convulse with no cause, cry out in pain. And the voice would mock him. Old Jack Bell will die. But the witch, she didn't just torment John. His daughter, Betsy Bell, just a child, was slapped, pinched, her hair pulled. She would scream into the night, and no one could help her. Imagine it, being a young girl in a remote farmhouse where your only comfort is silence. And even that is stolen from you. The word spread. Neighbors came, ministers visited, and even, yes, General Andrew Jackson, the future president of the United States, heard the tales and dared to visit. As the story goes, the moment Jackson's party approached the Bell home, their wagon stopped dead. The horses reared, refusing to move. And then a voice, cold and disembodied, echoed, "Go back! This is no place for you." Jackson reportedly turned pale. He left by morning. By 1820, John Bell's health had collapsed. One morning he was found unconscious. A vial of black liquid rested nearby. No one knew where it came from. The voice declared, "I gave old Jack a big dose last night, and he'll never wake again." And he didn't. John Bell was dead. The Bell Witch had won. But she wasn't done. After John's death, the spirit began to fade. Until one day, she simply announced she would leave. But she'd be back in 7 years. In 1828, according to some descendants, strange happenings did return briefly. But then, silence. To this day, the Bell Witch Cave, near the original homestead, remains a site of mystery. Visitors report voices, cold touches, the sense of being watched. Skeptics say it's folklore, a legend born of frontier superstition. But if that's true, why does the story still breathe? Why do people still hear her in the dark? Because some stories refuse to die. If you enjoyed this tale, subscribe for more stories from the shadows. Until next time, stay curious. And don't listen too closely to the knocking on your walls.